In this video, I promise to do 3 things to answer some of the commonly asked questions during the visa interview, to tell you the documents you need for your visa interview, and also the documents or the things you shouldn't take. It's not selfish to say that you're actually going there because there's some form of gain for you. Why are you going to the interview if you don't have these documents? What are you going to do? Are you going to pick beans? So you need this. Make sure you grab your pen, your paper, your biro, your siblings, your recorder. Make sure you watch this video till the end. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. I am so grateful. I see you guys and I'm happy that you guys are gaining 1 or 2 things from it. Well, if you're a new subscriber, you've seen this face for the first time, or you've seen this face before and you've not subscribed, please subscribe, okay? Make sure you watch this video till the end. I remember in my last video I talked about how I mistakenly took a mirror. In fact, I had forgotten it in my wallet and it made me leave the line, and it was funny because I had previously left the queue because I also took my phone. So you need this. Make sure you grab your pen, your paper, your biro, your siblings, your recorder. Make sure you watch this video till the end. Why are you going to the interview if you don't have these documents? What are you going to do? Are you going to pick beans? So I'll start with the documents you need to take along with you. I have them listed on my phone, so I don't want to forget anything, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys value for your time. So the documents you need are: number 1, your passport. Your passport will be collected if your visa is granted, so you need to take a valid passport. Then you're also going to need or take your visa application fee payment receipt, the receipt you got from GT Bank after you paid for your visa. You're also going to take your DS-160 confirmation page that has the barcode. When they scan the barcode, they can then pull up all your information. So you're not going to take the DS-160 form. Remember in my last video, which I'll link up here, you filled in a DS-160 form that had so many questions. It is the confirmation page, the thing that comes out after you've signed, you've reviewed, and you've confirmed. That page that has a barcode with your application ID, that's the only sheet you need to take. So the next thing you're going to be taking is the service form and then also the receipt. Make sure you take the receipt and the service form with you. The next thing you're going to take is your visa appointment confirmation letter. Like I said, after you booked your slot, you're going to be sent an email telling you that you have an interview on so date. You need that letter. Take it, okay? You also need passport photograph. The specifications are online, but the last time when I did mine, it was a 2x2 inch passport photograph. I don't know if it has changed. Make sure you confirm, make sure you use the specification that they want, okay? The next thing you need is your transcript. That's all your scores from being an undergraduate or a master's student. You should have all those with you, same as your certificate. If you've graduated right now 2 years, 3 years, and you do not have your certificate, and it's not like it's your school that is delaying you, you just have not gotten it. I am looking at you with a side eye. Why? Kilo did? Oh, like certificates here. Kilo shele. Go and get it. You need it. I know it can be a lot of hassle with all the process. I've been there, but it's always worth it. Make sure you have all those handy, not just for your visa interview. What if you get a job? You need all those things, guys. Don't wait till it's last minute. Then you need your standardized test scores. That's your GRE, your TOEFL, all the score sheets. Then your admission letter, your offer letter. I usually call your admission letter your offer letter. Print it and take it with you. Noted? So the next thing you need to take is your I-20. Oh my god, I cannot overemphasize how important this document is. Please take your I-20. And like I shared in my last story, which I'm linking up somewhere here, I don't know my left or my right, But I remember I shared with you how a guy took just the first page. No, guys, take everything. Please take the full thing and make sure it is signed. Definitely it will be signed by your school official before they send it to you. Make sure you sign it before you get to the visa interview. Then your resume, your SOP. I just added that because I feel while you're still there, before you're called upon to be interviewed, you can still check your SOP. That can give you an insight into some answers to the questions the VO might ask, and it's possible that he asks for those, your resume and your SOP. And then your financial statement. Well, your financial statement, for those that are fully funded, your offer letter might do. Your I-20 will state that. I remember my I-20 has the amount that I need for a year. It also states the amount that the school is going to give me. However, if you are not, let's say you have partial funding, or the school is only just taking care of your tuition, you don't have an assistantship and you have a sponsor, make sure you have documents like your loan statement, your assets or property statement, your affidavit of support, that's from the person who wants to support you, the bank statement of the person who wants to support you. It could be a bank letter stating the amount that they have and showing that yes, they are an uncle or a relative. However, there are several types of documents you can take for it. But make sure that if you are going to be fully funded, that you have a statement or a sponsor that would take up the rest of the deficit. I included birth certificate. If you have it, get it with you. Okay, so I told you I was going to make this video in 3 parts. The second part is the things you shouldn't take with you. Let me just list out the things they don't want to see with you when you're going for your visa interview. And that's why in my last video I mentioned, please guys, make sure you watch my last video, and if you're here at this point, you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Okay, thank you. So in my last video, I remember I told you guys the story of how I was sent out of the queue or line twice. So I will just read out all the things they do not want to see you with. So they don't want to see a battery operated electronic device such as your mobile phones, your digital diaries, your pager, camera, audio or video cassette, compact disc, MP3s, floppy disk, flash drive, memory stick, Bluetooth device, laptop, computer or portable music players. They don't want to see it. Smartwatch, they don't want to see it. Did they include that? Mobile phones, pagers, cameras, they don't want to see it. They don't. So don't take it. Okay, so drop it at home, and if you have someone to go with you, you can just drop all that with them and then go for an interview and come on. Also, they don't want large bags. Your bag must be small. In fact, it's better to just put all your documents in a clear bag, like a file, and just go, than for you to go with a big handbag. They don't want to see that, because all those big bags, especially we ladies, our bags have corners and crooks and crannies, so they don't want that. They don't want travel bags. Why would you even take a travel bag to an interview? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, don't take travel bags, don't take briefcases, don't take suitcases. Only a clear bag, usually unsealed plastic bags that would just contain your application related papers. Also, they don't want food or drink, nothing. Eat that before you get on the line for your process. No food, no drink, nothing. Also, no cosmetic. I mean, you should already have dolled up yourself before you get there. You shouldn't be with all those. So cosmetics, they don't want spray, they don't want cologne, perfume, powder, all that. No, don't take it with you. They also do not want packages, like maybe boxes that just look very big and conspicuous, and they're like, what's inside the box? They don't want that. It's an embassy, so they must keep to a high level of security consciousness. They want to be sure that they know what you have with you. So I guess that's why all these are included. Also, no flammable items, cigarettes, matchbox, lighter, cigar, no sharp object. And I feel like my mirror actually falls under the sharp object. Like I told you guys that the mirror had a jagged end, and so I could actually, if I was like a psycho, I can inflict injury or pain on someone with that. So yeah, pocket knives, pen knives, nails, files, they don't want that. They don't want weapon, obviously, gun, explosive, they don't want that. And then they don't even want long-handed umbrellas, all those long umbrellas, they don't want. It says here that this list of prohibited items is not exhaustive. That means all that I've listed here is not the only thing that they do not want. There are so many things, it's relative. So you might not take a pen, but if you are with a needle obviously was not included here, but if you are with a needle, why are you going there with a needle? Do you get? So yeah, no sharp object, just go there with your interview related documents and go in and go out and come out with your white paper, because that's the deal. So to the last part of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 20 common questions that are usually asked during the visa interview. I hope you're getting value for your time. If you are, don't forget to punch the subscribe button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like this video. Okay, guys? Thank you. Okay, so question number 1. That was the first question I was also asked. What is the purpose of your travel to the US? And what I said was, or the reasonable thing to say is why you are going there. And I said, I am going for a PhD program at the University of so. No, just be straight to the point and be precise. Like, you don't need to say any long-winded thing. The second commonly asked question is, what is your highest qualification? In a situation like this, I just have 2 tips for you. The first thing is, make sure you answer, it says highest, so that means the latest you just bagged. Also, make sure you include the school you bagged it from and also your grade, especially if your grade is sweet. Let me give you an example. You can say that I bagged a master's in accounting with distinction from the University of Lagos. And I also had my first degree where I finished with a first class in banking. Like, with that, you're already telling them you're an asset, you know what you're doing, just put your best foot forward. That's the word. So when you're asked that kind of question, put your best foot forward. The third commonly asked question that I was also asked this is, how many schools did you apply to? And there's no need to lie, just say the number of schools you applied to. Sefini, no extra thing. Shutibo, Sometimes they can ask you, what do these schools have in common? And the best thing, for example, I'm a chemistry student and I obviously applied to chemistry in all the schools I applied to. So you talk about the research done in the school and your interest, how school have labs that are doing research in your field of interest. You can also talk about the faculty, how they have experienced faculty, or the ratio of the faculty to the students, meaning that the faculty are more or in proportion to the number of students they take, such that there is high interaction between the students and the professors, increases a room for learning. You get, like, when you see that thing, person just be like, this boy, this girl is she knows what he's doing. The next thing, they can also ask, how did you hear about the school? You just be straightforward. US News, you are in a group of students, just be straightforward. So you can also say that you streamline into your research interest and you found that this particular school you are going to has lots of research in regards to this. Another commonly asked question is, why did you choose this university? Obviously, you talk about the school, you talk about the research, also you talk about what you're going to be offered. I mean, you're not just going to that school to suffer. If you are fully funded, one of the reasons can be because it's a fully funded program with which covers your tuition fee. You also get an assistantship. There's also health insurance, all those things. It's not selfish to say that. You're actually going there because there's some form of gain for you. Also, research wise, also make sure you mention that. You can talk about the number of publications that they have, all those things that just show that yes, you've actually done your research, not only because the school actually offered you something. The next question that is usually asked is how much funding do you have for your program? As if it's fully funded, you tell them it's fully funded. Obviously, by this time, the VO should have already asked for your I-20 and your passport. So he already can see the information you have. So there's no need for you to lie. The answer to that is it is fully funded. And if not, talk about your sponsor and your proof of sponsorship. Usually bank letter or letter for scholarship, a sworn affidavit, and a bank letter telling them, okay, this is what your sponsor has. The VO might even ask that, okay, who is this person to you? For example, if he's your uncle, say he's your uncle, and don't just stop at he's your uncle. Make sure you include that he's your uncle that has always been supporting you right from your childhood or something like that. So that it's not just, oh, he's your uncle, okay. Do you get, try to make them believe what you're saying. For example, if your father is late, he has been supporting me since my dad died, that makes it concrete or genuine. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you get me, please comment in the section below so I know that you're getting what I am saying. Another commonly asked question is, did you take any standardized exams? And the hint I wrote here is, don't just say yes, make sure you give details. For example, I did GRE and didn't write TOEFL because TOEFL was weird for me. So if I were asked that question, I would have said yes, I wrote GRE only, and I had 152 in my quants, 153 in my verbal, and 4/6 in my analytical writing. He might have gone further and then asked, okay, why didn't you write TOEFL? And I'll just say that the proof of proficiency in English was weird for Nigerian nationals because the school knows that we have been taught, or our language of instruction right from basic education till high education is English. So I didn't have to do that test. So can you see how I am answering? Show confidence and then just say it. Make sure you give details so that he doesn't even have any other way to ask you the question, because he's already satisfied with the way you answered the question. Then he can also ask what your research interest is in. Make sure you say that. Make sure you don't go and be stammering. Know what you're going there for, even if you're not certain yet. Just have an idea so that when he asks you, you can tell him something reasonable, and then make sure you know at least the nitty-gritty to a large extent, because he might say, okay, so how does that apply to Nigeria? And then you can then find a way to link it to Nigeria, how you intend to help Nigeria, or how you intend to improve your career, something like that. Yeah. So another commonly asked question is, how will your study in the US be helpful to your home country after you've come back? And just like I was saying in the previous answer for the questions I listed, make sure you state how the degree will be useful to you. For example, if you want to be a lecturer and you're coming in for a PhD, you can say, getting this PhD would help me in getting to the peak of my career, because to be a lecturer at a particular blah 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 university, I need to have a PhD, and I need to this, I need to that. Or if, for example, you're an IT person and you know the way, let's say for example this coronavirus, the way schools are on hold here, you can say one of the reasons why you're coming to study IT is because of the you're going to help Nigeria to be tech savvy, that everyone has access to internet, can use internet, so that even in pandemics like this, the running of the economy or running of schools do not stop. Does that make sense? Can you see how I'm answering this question? So that's how you should answer it. I'm rooting for you, okay? So another commonly asked question is, what is the duration of your program? You should know. If you're going for a master's, you should know how long your program is going to be for, or a PhD. You should know that. You should know because it's going to be stated in your I-20, and if you're saying something different, it tells them the kind of person you are. So make sure you know that. The next commonly asked question is, okay, what are your plans after the program? How can you assure us you come back after your study? And the only tip I said here was show strong ties with your home country. Answer appropriately. For some of you that maybe are just taking a study leave, you can show them a letter that, okay, you're going to be in a study leave, you are going to come back after your studies to continue at your job here. So if you're married, also tell them your family is back here in Nigeria and that after you're done, you definitely want to be with them. So there are so many ways to show strong ties with your family. The next commonly asked question is, why are you changing your field? Let's say somebody that studied agric and then is moving to, like, let's say banking. You should be able to find a reason that makes sense on why you are changing your field. Make sure it's convincing enough. Make sure it's reasonable enough. I wrote here that if they realize you've had a gap, that is, you have been working for a while and then you're going back to school, they could ask you why is that. So make sure you have a cogent reason also for that. So another commonly asked question is, what do you know about the city you're moving to? So you should know some things about the city you're moving to. Like me now, when I was going for my interview, I had to know the region my state was in, and I also knew the name of the governor and the county that I was going to. So make sure you know all that. It just shows that you pay attention to detail, and it's just that thing. Who knows, it might just be an answer to a question that just say, man, let's just give this guy. So just be prepared. Preparation is just everything, and that's why you're watching this video, and that's why I'm sharing this tip with you. Then they can also ask, where would you be staying? If I were you, I would say that I have been making plans with my department to help link me with students in the departments that are looking for roommates. Or if you have a place already and you're setting, you just tell them that you have already started documentation for this social place and you would continue and move into that place when you get into school. Another question they ask is, do you have relatives in the US? I've heard mixed things about this. Some say don't say it, some say it. Honestly, just let the Lord lead you. Another commonly asked question is, have you been to the US before? If you have been, say yes. If you have not been, say no. Also, they like to ask about your travel history. If you've been to several places, like have you been out of the country, out of your country before? They just want to know your travel history. They also ask about your marital status. If you are married, yes. If you are not married, no. And if you are married and you say yes, they will definitely ask if you have children. So know that. Don't go and say yes when you don't have children. Just make sure you answer appropriately and correctly. They can also ask you that you should mention some of the professors in your school. I feel that by this time you should have checked the website to know some of the professors that are there, your research interests. Those are the things you need to look into when you're accepting an admission. You should know what some of the professors are doing, what area you're likely inclined to work in. So by this time you're already getting familiar with the names, and so if you're asked this kind of question, you already know appropriate names. And they can also ask that, do you have a professor you'd like to work with? I was asked this question, so make sure you've done your research to know the areas you're likely inclined to work in, the people you like to work with, and while you're checking all that, make sure you know the names and make sure you don't say a wrong name, because the VOs usually have computers in front of them and they can always verify the name. So just make sure you're paying attention to details so you answer properly. And last but not the least, in line with this question, they can also ask you to name some of the professors in your school. And just like I said, make sure you know the names of some professors. Make sure you've done your research. Make sure you show them that you pay attention to details and you've done all the findings you need to do. With this, you should be fine, and with luck on your side and God on your side, you should be granted your visa. The only thing I just like to say is make sure that you are confident, make sure you are saying the same thing. Do not contradict yourself, because that's where a problem begins to arise. When you say one thing, maybe in your DS-160 form, and then when you are being asked, you're saying another thing. Make sure you do not contradict yourself, because you're shooting yourself in the foot. And just make sure you pray too. I believe in the power of prayer. If you liked this video, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like this video. You guys should take care of yourself, and I wish you good luck. Like I always say, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.